Hi everyone, today I would like to talk with you about generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder, it is something that I struggle with for a long period of time. Sometimes anxiety still comes back, but now I know how to handle so it won't get very big. Now let's see what is generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety, it is when a person has a high level of worrying about almost anything, like health, future, other people, family, about their abilities. Generalized anxiety can start in childhood, but also can start later in adulthood. As I said, generalized anxiety, it is a high level of worry. It is a constant state of worry when a person, a child, worries about a lot of things. When a person with generalized anxiety disorder starts to worry, it is very, very difficult for that person to stop worrying, to change their focus. Some people, some children who struggle with generalized anxiety disorder, they also experience physical symptoms like stomach pain, headache, muscle tension, sleep problem, poor concentration, and many others. Now let's talk a little bit about worry. What is worry? Worry, it is a thought process. It is a collection of thoughts, of doubts that occur together related to future negative events. Thoughts that are always expecting the worst. So worry, it is a thought process. It is something that we do in our head. Anxiety, it is the emotion. Let's talk a little bit about anxiety. What it is anxiety? Anxiety is the feeling of fear. Anxiety, it is an emotional state of fear of getting sick, fear of losing someone, fear of the things that you can't control. Now, what makes a person, a child, feel anxious, feel nervous? It is his or her own thoughts. So anxiety, it is a symptom of the thought. Let's see how anxiety develops, how anxiety it starts. Let's see how thoughts induce the anxiety. Let's say you have a thought that something wrong is going to happen, something bad is going to happen, that you are in danger, that you have to face something that you are not able to cope, that it is something too risky. How do you think would you feel if you think like that? You will feel stressed, you will feel worried, you will feel nervous, you will feel anxious, and it will be very hard to relax, it will be very hard to take action, it will be very hard to sleep well, isn't it? Now, how all these feelings makes you feel? Makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel unsure. So what do you do when you feel like this and you know that you have to do something? Well, there are only two options. Face the fear or avoid the things that makes you feel like that. Agree? Now, what I want to point here is the difference between worries and anxiety. So anxiety is the symptom, worry is the thought. So what we should focus in order to help an anxious child? We need to help the child to change his mindset, to change the way he thinks, what he thinks about himself and everything around him. We need to focus on helping the child to change the negative thinking, the habit of negative thinking, the habit of focusing only on the negative side. People with generalized anxiety disorder, they can be triggered, they can start to worry in different ways. So for example, it could be from internal. Let's say tomorrow I will have a speech, yeah, or I have a workshop. If I am a person who has generalized anxiety disorder, then I will start to think, oh my God, what if I will fail? What if I will forget everything what I have to say? What if I will make a mistake? The worry could start from physical. So, for example, if I have a pain, then I start to worry. What if it will get worse? What if there is no cure for me? Or worry can start from the external, and this was happening to me a lot. When you see on the TV, on the television, on the newspaper, from the internet media, bad news, then if I'm a person with the generalized anxiety disorder, I start to worry a lot. Can you see that all the fear, all the anxiety starts from a person thought? People who struggle with generalized anxiety disorder, they have one question that keeps running in their head. And that question is, what if? People with generalized anxiety disorder don't use that question, what if, in a positive way, in a way that will make them feel confident. No. They are using this question always for the negative thoughts on how all the things could go wrong. So, what if I will make a mistake and everyone will laugh at me? What if they won't like me? What if I will lose everything? What if I will get sick? What if she won't come to pick me up from school? All these negative thoughts, all focusing on the negative side, it makes a person to go into this habit, in this circle of worry. And of course, when they feel like this, they have two options: to run away or to fight with their fear. Now, I would like to share with you some ideas on how to help a child with generalized anxiety disorder. The first idea is to make sure that the child sleeps enough. Because the more tired he is, the easier it is to come up with lots of what-if questions. If children have problem going to sleep, you can help him learn some relaxation techniques that he can use before going to bed. And very important, at least 1 hour before going to bed, avoid watching TV or stay on the computer or tablet. Another idea is to teach the child about perfectionism. An anxious child tends to be a perfectionist. He wants to avoid shame, he wants to avoid embarrassment, humiliation. A child with generalized anxiety disorder tends to be a perfectionist. He wants everything to be perfect, to make no mistakes, because he worries what others will think or say about him. As you can see, perfectionists can put a lot of pressure on kids, and not just on kids, on us adults. And this happens because, as I said, they are afraid of failure, they are afraid of mistakes, other people's opinion, criticism. And if they don't learn how to stop all this, their self-esteem and their self-confidence will be affected. Their social life will be affected. Their happiness and their success will be affected. So talk with them about failure, about mistakes. And not just talk with them, allow them to make mistakes. So stop checking everything, stop correcting everything when they say or do something wrong. Another idea, it is to be a good role model. In very simple words, model the behaviors you want to see in your child. So if you want your child to feel more confident, face your fears. Try to speak positively when the child is around you. Because children learn by observation, or they can acquire information through listening to others. So model good anxiety behavior, model positive thinking, show how you shift your negative thoughts into positive ones. Another idea is to help the child to break the circle of worry. Help the child challenge the what-if question. Worry is normal. We all worry, so we can't stop children from worrying, but what we can do is to teach them how to control their worry thoughts. So when the child asks, but what if I will make a mistake? What if they will call me names? What if they won't like me? What if I will lose? Or what if they will say no? Then what you can do, if the child knows how to write, you can ask the child to write down all his what if questions, and then to write down what he can do if all these things will happen. What it is in his control and what is not in his control. Another idea is to help children build their confidence. Help the child build problem-solving skills. Teaching the child problem-solving skills will help him to face challenges that can arise and will arise. When the child learns how to solve problems on his own, it builds his self-esteem and his confidence. So in order to help child build these skills, you need to avoid giving instructions, directions to the child all the time. And one easy way to teach children problem-solving skills is to play, by asking questions like, what would you do if? Or you can give the child something to do, and if he can't do it, then you give him instruction, but you let him doing it. Now, these are my ideas. I hope these ideas will help you and it will help your child. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.